Sowore is our man. Sowore, Sowore, Sowore is our man. Sowore is our man. Sowore is our man. Sowore, Sowore, Sowore is our man.
AAC.
Take it back.
AAC.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Action.
Revolution.
Now.
Please, can one resume my seat? We appreciate all comrades, the state chairman, the members of the AAC, and the zonal representatives elected representing the various zones who have come across the country, across the 6 geopolitical zones of this country for this emergency NEC meeting. We also appreciate us for the resolution that has been adopted by this NEC, and as we are aware, and I'm happy the media is here, this is a resolution passed and adopted by NEC of the AAC at the National Secretariat of the African Action Congress. Not in a hotel.
Take it back. Action.
Not in a hotel.
Now.
Not in a hotel. Not in somebody's house. Not in government house.
Not in River State Government House.
At the National Secretariat of the AAC. That is a message to Nigerians. It is also a message to the media people who are here to tell Nigerians that AAC has spoken. The owner of the house have arrived. Let the thief run away. It is my pleasure to invite the one and only national chairman, subsisting,
Yes.
will continue to subsist,
Yes.
of the African Action Congress, Mr. Omoyele Sowore, to address the
AAC. AAC.
Take it back.
Take it back.
Action.
Please have a seat. I am very grateful to our Resolute Party members across Nigeria and the globe for ensuring that we retrieve our party back from thieves who try to steal our parties. Our party. I knew and spoke extensively about this during the election, that the rate at which we were campaigning, the rate at which our ideas were spreading dangerously in Nigeria, these people did not detect us on time. That was why they tolerated us during the election. But the moment our ideas became problematic for them, I said it, that they will come after the party. Because this is their modus operandi. You find a revolutionary, non-nonsense party whose ideas started to percolate across the country. You can't tolerate it, you hijack it. In fact, this is not going to be the last time they'll come after us. Just note it now. They would even try to abrogate the party. They might even go to court tomorrow that based on the color of our beret, that we are now a terrorist group and that we are now proscribed. Be ready for it. But I don't want us to also forget that the society out there is looking up to us to deliver it from the dangers of this period, of which a number of petty thieves cannot be a distraction. We can even afford for some things to be stolen from the party, but we cannot allow the party's ideas to be stolen, because the party is an organic party created by young people in Nigeria who wanted to fill a vacuum that has been there for a long time. In fact, this is the first time in the history of Nigeria that a party emerged and had the support, the respect, and the command of all Nigerians across the world. This is the first time in the history of Nigeria that a party existed that could raise funds from people, as opposed to people of the party giving money to people. This is the first party that had a presidential candidate account for how they raised money and how they spent it. That also was something that they were not happy about. And when this event was being planned, there were some people who said they were afraid to come to the National Secretariat, that police will come, army will come. I said, if we are planning an event in Abuja and we have a secretariat, we cannot go there. We might as well just resign from the party. We might as well just leave the party for whomever claim they own it. But ask yourself, if as party members you can confront state governors, councillors, the federal government, the president of Nigeria, how can one person in the party now be spreading fear in your mind? Some of us here fought military generals and retired them into oblivion. Some of them cannot walk today. Some of them cannot even go to the public, because we were able to disgrace them completely, entirely, and permanently. Why would you then be worried about distractions in the party? The Nigerian people are waiting for something bigger from us. We proved it to them during the election that we have ideas. Some of the ideas, they are stealing the ideas now. But how can you steal an idea that is not original to you? You won't be able to implement it. In my state, my governor went to learn how to go and plant cannabis in Malaysia. I told him, you shouldn't have gone to Malaysia. Just give me a call. You know, I would have told you how to solve the problem. Start by growing cannabis at the government house. They'll take you serious. But that's not the issue here. Our issue is that there's a lot of issues in Nigeria right now. And it's the reason why, as they were going around distracting themselves, we were building our party and rebranding the party, so that the party can live up to the billings of the expectations of today. The expectations of today is that Nigeria is in need of a revolution.
Yes.
And everybody who is in need of a revolution has not been able to find a revolutionary to lead the revolution. Our party is saying that we'll be at the forefront of delivering Nigeria from the encumbrances that have made Nigeria to become a country that is not working for Nigerians today. That is where we are. In fact, we have passed this level of debating who owns the party or who don't own the party. What will become legal and legitimate in the party is the acceptance of Nigerians of the party. Nothing more. Everything else is ancillary to that. The moment the Nigerian people accept us, they respect us, they follow us, we become the party of the people. And nobody can proscribe the party of the people. Nobody can remove the leaders, authentic leaders of the party of the people. In fact, our lawyer was telling me that even as crazy as they were, they could not make the decision to remove the chairman. They reserved the position of the chairman because they know the chairman cannot be removed, even in their moment of madness. They had to create a non-existent position known as acting chairman. But this is our constitution. You can read it from back to back. There's no position known as, it's even alien to our own constitution. There's no position known as acting chairman. If anybody wants to act in any man capacity, can act. That's a problem. It's not a problem of the party. But don't let us waste time on these personal distractions. I want to urge our party members who are here to go back and let people know that we're serious. That grassroots that we always talk about, we need to get to that grassroots. And how do you get to the grassroots? Is by helping the grassroots fight for things that are relevant to them. Ensuring that we are known to be the party of justice, the party of progress, and the party that will deliver Nigeria. Anytime from now, some people have been telling us, oh, we should wait for 2023, that it will be our time. Did they not tell you in primary school that you are the leader of tomorrow? Did they not repeat the same thing in secondary school to you? When you went to university, did they not tell you that you are the leaders of tomorrow? Has that tomorrow come? No. The 2023 they are talking about, they have already written the results of that election. Don't just let me tell you that. Because people who did not hold the election in 2019 can never hold the election in 2023. They have perfected how to rig elections. In fact, they no longer rig election the archaic or manual way. They have gone scientific and digital in the way they rig election. So you should understand that what will keep us relevant is our relevance to the people at every level. And we know that elections are coming in Kogi State, it's coming in Bayelsa State, I think in Edo State as well. Part of the reason they want to bog us down is to make sure that we cannot present candidates in those elections, because they have understood that we know how to challenge the status quo. We have been able to show that we know how to campaign. They have been able to show that we have energy and stamina. No party, no presidential candidate traveled as wide and as far as we did in less than 1 year. In the last election, you think they are happy about that? You know, these guys are only comfortable with just doing some, little work of campaign. You now came and introduced your style of campaigning that is challenging people who cannot even afford to wake up from their bed on their own. They are not happy about that. So please, as party members, as AAC members, we have a lot of challenges ahead of us that we must tackle with serious commitment and focus. And that is where I want to focus on starting from now. I think the nitty-gritty of how we meet, how we discuss, how the future of the party will continue is also being read to you in a resolution. Nobody should worry about it. And as I always tell party members, don't worry about me. Don't have any concerns about my security. I'm glad to announce here that when we were going to Bauchi, our brothers there said, don't worry about police. We went to Bauchi, we drove around town, nothing scratched us. We went to Taraba, drove around town, nothing scratched us. We went to Kano, drove around town, nothing scratched us. We went to Gombe, drove around town, nothing scratched us.
Even Daura,
Buhari's hometown. We went at 8 p.m. in the night. They were shouting that we are the party of the future. And the people who made the mistake of voting for Buhari, you know how it is, karma is a bitch, as they say. It came very quickly. Everybody is regretting now. Next level has become next suffering. And everybody is saying you have not seen anything yet. And anybody that was in doubt that the man was serious, when he presented his list of ministers, Shebi, you have seen, there's a bunch of bow and goes of people who cannot even bow because they don't know what they are doing. So, exactly, they said some part of the list came from EFCC, the other one came from the police, and Babalawo supplied the rest. But some of the ministers look like traditional medicine people. So this is a bunch of jokers, but Nigeria's problem is not the funny system at this time. So I will use that opportunity to introduce to you our Revolution Now agenda. And our position is that this country is ripe for a revolution. And that as AAC, we are the most imbued. We are the best equipped to lead that process.
AAC, take it back.
Now, and it is not something to be afraid of, it's something to be proud of. Because we are making history. And the history will be made and the delivery of this country will be done during our lifetime. In fact, you guys will look back here as we are sitting down here and you'll be looking for your pictures in another 10 years to show to your children that we are the ones who made Nigeria a better country.
Take it back! Action! Revolution now!
So if I were you, be nice to the photographer so that you take a picture. So let it be known that we are totally in charge and in control of our party. Let it also be known that wherever there might be any kind of issue regarding the legitimacy of our party, we are very competent hands. This is one of the best lawyers in this country. He's not SAN, he's senior advocate of the masses. The type that Ghani used to have in those days. You know, when I read what Inibehe replied to the lawyer in front of me, that he put in front of the judge, I told him, I said, there's no way the judge can look at this, your argument. This is too much. But guess what? The person who was pitched against Inibehe was applying to become a senior advocate of Nigeria. And during the case, he was awarded the senior advocate of Nigeria. He's one of the new lawyers that just became SAN. That's to let you know that the war they are fighting against us is huge. They plant everything at the highest level. And you must have heard that this was sponsored by the PDP man in Rivers State. But the APC is also interested in the downfall of our party. So don't be under any illusion that if PDP is not sponsoring, that APC too will like us. No. If there's anything that can unite PDP and APC, it's AAC. That's one enemy that they have that can make them become brothers and sisters immediately. So we must understand that as a rule, that this is a battle of our lifetime. But you guys know that we are not the only ones who are doing this on the continent of Africa. We are doing it not for Nigeria alone, we are doing it for the continent of Africa. The guys who are fighting in Uganda have reached out to us. They're actually very excited at what we are doing in Nigeria. And seeing our model as something they could adopt. People have been saying that the EFF in South Africa are the people we are copying. No! If you ask Malema about Nigeria, he will tell you that he respects Nigerians because they are the only people that white people cannot oppress. Yes. That has nothing to do with Malema or EFF. This is our own original idea. Our own problem is local to us. Our solution is also locally developed. But it of course has global and continental aspirations as well. That's why we call our party the African National Congress. But the African Action Congress. You see, AAC. So, but ask anybody on the continent of Africa who is not a Nigerian, the person they are looking up to, the nation they are looking up to, the nation of Nigeria is what they are looking up to. So the moment we get it right here, as I used to say during the campaign, Africa will get it right.
Yes.
Africa will get it right.
Yes.
That is why Nigeria must get it right. And the only people who can help Nigeria get it right are not the people in those two major political parties. They have shown that they don't even know what they are doing. The APC can't even save itself. Apparently the PDP has shot itself in the leg a long time ago. So the only new party today that everybody is looking at is AAC. In fact, as you guys know, when the elections were over, everybody was asking, where are the other presidential candidates? Some of them have disappeared. And that was what we were saying during the election, that we don't have anything in common with some of these guys. Why are you bothering us to be in coalition with them? We don't have anything in common. Some of them, I saw one of them the other day with Obasanjo. The same people that caused Nigeria's problem. I saw another one, just talking about church business. Nigeria is not a church. It's not a mosque, right? It's a secular space. And that's why AAC has roots everywhere. As I said, we have to be proud of ourselves. Now, within a year, by the way, AAC was founded in August of 2018. We are not even a year yet. So we will have to celebrate 1 year anniversary of AAC. AAC, take it back! Take it back! Action! Revolution! Now! So we have to celebrate our 1 year anniversary. But look at how far we've gone. How many new political parties can tell you that they have any representative about you? Probably not. Except if they are renting a store and just put somebody there in their name. How many political parties can tell you that they have representatives in Sokoto, Kebbi, Zamfara? And I've actually been to those places. Not that you say I'm represented there, but you have traveled to those places. To Adamawa, to Taraba. If I had the map of Nigeria here behind me, you will see how we traveled. You will marvel at it. We didn't have a private jet. Sometimes when we go to Kano at the point, we couldn't find any decent vehicle that was willing to go beyond Kano towards that other side. We had to go in a bush taxi. We go for a while, they tire my bus, we change it, we keep going. Some of the places we traveled to during the election, nobody can go there today because they have been hijacked by bandits. But our intention was to save this country. Honestly, can you imagine how Nigeria would be today if AAC had been in power since May 29 or June 12? Can you imagine how Nigeria would be? Would Nigeria still be like this? No! If I were to be president of Nigeria, would I be talking about ministers to 6 months, 3 months later? The ministers would have been appointed, and none of the ministers will look like the guys you have now. Because all our ministers will be nothing less than 45 years. But there's no minister today appointed by Buhari that is younger than 45. Yes. Is there anyone that is younger than 45? No.
The youngest one is 56 or something.
Yes. 46. Yes. But the population of this country says to us, according to statistics, that 70% of Nigerians now are below the age of 45. So only 30% of Nigerian population is represented in the national government. So that is not a government for the people. It's a government for themselves. And I can imagine how so many of you would have been busy by now, constructing roads, looking at schools and how we can rebuild the schools, working in the banking sector to reform it, working in the EFCC, taking care of all the thieves, the police, taking care of bandits, kidnappers, robbers. We would have been able to do that because look at what leaders have been in other countries. I am not a fan of Boris Johnson, the conservative leader who won the election in Britain. But the day he won his election, what did he say? He said, I'm hiring 20,000 policemen in the United Kingdom. And he said to the people, the people are our bosses.
Yes, he has appointed his cabinet.
He has appointed his cabinet immediately.
And he gave a date.
But look at since our man came, not our man, but their man came to power, the situation of the country. Bandits are taking over Zamfara. Herdsmen are killing armed robbers, kidnappers. The country is as divided as ever. In fact, it could be said that Nigeria has physically fallen apart. It's just a matter of time. If we continue like this, I don't know what is left. So, but we should stop agonizing and encourage organizing. I know that some of you have challenges of how do we get resources to do what we need to do. Well, if we are doing what needs to be done, we have one little luck that we have our brothers and sisters in diaspora who are willing to support us. Only if we are doing the right thing. Don't expect AAC to be the party that will make you into a billionaire or billionaire. It's going to be tough. I will never lie to you because I heard the people who are hijacking the party are promising that they can make our members millionaires. But don't let them deceive you. They just use you. After a while, you'll never hear from them again. But if you do the job of conscience that is required of this party, even if you don't have $1 million naira, what if you have 1 million friends? What if you have a country?
Take it back. Action. Revolution now.
What if we have a country where there's justice, where the Hausa man doesn't feel fearful about the Yoruba man, or the Yoruba man doesn't despise the Igbo man, or where workers get their salaries paid at the end of the month, both at state, local government, and federal level, where students can graduate from school and get a job, and not have to be riding keke napep, where you can have opportunities. Children can go to school, women who are pregnant can deliver their babies without thinking that they have to die during childbirth. So if you have a country like that, you would need $1 million. You won't need a bulletproof car to move around. In fact, you won't need fences around your homes to feel safe. Because this country, if you look at the number of fences around us here, it looks like prison to prison. We are living in an open prison. So this one prison with barbed wire, even if there's fire outbreak now, you can't get away from here and run to the next compound. You have to try to climb, and the barbed wire will tear you and the fire will catch up with you. Because we are living in mini prisons and you call them homes. Ladies and gentlemen, without preaching to the choir, we have reached a point where the duty that we said we would do for society is here for us to do. Initially, we thought election would be the way to serve. Yes, we will still win elections, but the real service to the nation has come. And this one, you will know who a true servant of the nation is when they don't expect any compensation. Election, if you win election, they will compensate you. I saw one crazy senator was complaining that 8.5 million naira is not enough as a senator. So what is that woman or man who is earning 30,000 going to do?
3,000.
And they are not even paying the 30,000 that they promised. They refuse to pay it. They have now said that only workers from level 1 to 6 will be earning 30,000. And even that, they haven't agreed to pay it yet. So what happens to the level 7 to 14? Then those ones should be doing kidnapping, to survive. So a lot of issues are going on, but you'll be hearing directly from the leadership from time to time. I want to appeal to you that if you have any questions, reach out. If you have any reason to find out anything that you don't understand, please reach out. But it's always not easy for one leader to respond to every inquiry. That's why the state coordinators are there. That's why the national school members are there. That's why we have deputy national chairmen all over the country. That's why we have local government coordinators all over the country. But we will tighten up our information system, because I think it was someone who said that even in the time of war, information is key. And we also urge you, we don't want to quote Hitler, but that's what he said. So we also urge you to also understand that if you have been active in any of our loops or become inactive, this is the time to go back to those loops and become active. What I realized about this our party is that the moment good people got tired and stopped working and reacting regarding the party, the bad guys had a fit day. As we speak now, I'm still looking for how to count up to 1 to 5 people involved in the so-called hijack of the party who are original. We can't find them. They were all fake people. But it is because the good guys in our midst just became tired. But the moment we reorganized and we are meeting at the party secretariat, I even heard the guy who claimed that his national chairman is watching the live stream.
Yes.
Yes, they have to. Because we are the ones who used to define for others how to conduct themselves. But the moment we went on vacation, all the rats took over the house. But now that the cats are back, everybody's just watching live. Everybody has disappeared. This is our national secretariat. This place in Lugbe is our national secretary.
AAC! Take it back! Take it back! Action! Revolution now!
And that's where we are meeting. So finally, you probably have heard about Revolution Now, which is our next assignment. It's a national assignment where we want to lead the revolution that will save this country. The country is in shambles. And one thing I found out very interesting, I did a poll on Twitter. As you want war, revolution, or you don't know what you want. 84% of Nigerians said they want revolution. Yes, 84%.
Now! Revolution! Revolution! We want to do something before we go. Revolution!
Thank you so much. So, on August 5, starting from August 5, we want to stage a nationwide protest. Well, we don't call it protest, we call it Days of Rage, but that will be our first. And it's a program that we want to sustain until we get our country back. It's not going to be a one-day thing, it's not going to be a one-time thing. It's something that we build until we get our country back. As you guys know, they did it in Sudan. It was started by some females in the street corner. They were making fun of her, said not a woman. After a while, they go tired, they go marry, they go get became, they go home. They didn't stop until doctors joined them. Until the labor unions joined them. And one day, what started as 5 people became 5,000, and then 500,000, and it became 5 million, and the regime fell in Sudan. In Algeria, an 82-year-old leader of Algeria said he wanted to recontest election on hospital bed. He was extending his tenure. The young people in Algeria stood up and said, never, we are not going to accept this. They protested for about 2 weeks. They didn't take them serious. They upped the protest. The man was forced to resign. Algeria is now going towards fresh nationwide elections. In Hong Kong, yesterday, secondary school students have just joined over 2 million people in Hong Kong. They are demanding that their freedom is not tampered with by the mainland China. Right? You have seen Tunisia. Even here in West Africa, Gambia, they drove their dictator away the other day. So don't let anybody deceive you that in asking for a better government or a better country, you are committing any illegality. The biggest illegality being committed in Nigeria as of today is the rigging of the election in 2019. The moment you don't allow people to express their God-given rights to choose their leaders, you are committing illegality and inviting resistance. So, revolution now is a position of resistance. And we have been working in parts of Lagos, parts of Nigeria, and we'll go to more places, to create places we call communities of resistance. We have a place we went to the other day. Their problem is NEPA coming to cut their lights. But they've gotten to a point that NEPA cannot cut light. The moment NEPA puts ladder, they come out the ladder. The NEPA man is up there begging to come down and not cut it. I'm not saying that we will encourage violence, but people are resisting on their own because there's a vacuum that they won't feel. So we want to bring everybody together. We are going to campuses. Some of you saw me at the University of Nigeria, Nsukka, the other day. You saw us at Enugu Airport where, you know, our Guinea group came and entertained at the airport. Everybody speaking to it, south, east, north, everywhere. Everybody's looking for a new Nigeria. And they have come to the conclusion that this new Nigeria cannot be delivered to them by this bunch of leaders in Abuja. On our way here to this meeting, I saw two governors, counted 50 vehicles following them. Probably another 50 policemen. Meanwhile, we are looking for policemen to protect people in Zamfara. We can't find them. Policemen are only good at doing two things in Nigeria: to protect VIPs, very important prisoners. That's the way I call them. Yes. Or to rig election. If you want to rig election, now suddenly the Nigerian police will be able to provide 30,000 policemen. Even if it's a local government election, as long as they're interested. But go and look for police to protect people. Communities are under attack. You can't find. That time they will say they don't have fuel. They don't have, you know, they don't have enough bullets. Somebody is being kidnapped. They don't have any equipment. In those states, they stole a $500 drone from me that I was using for election. Then went back and launched the same type of drone that they are using it to track kidnappers. You guys saw the video.
It's our drone.
It's possibly my drone. I've asked my brother who works with the government to check if it's my drone. Because they seized my drone. They are not giving it. But it tells you that governance in this country is a joke. If the army can be launching consumer drones to track armed robbers, kidnappers, it's a joke. But we must take it from that level of, you know, mediocrity to a level that will make this country a better place. And only a revolution can deliver that. And everybody is in agreement with us, and we hope you will all be energized for this next stage of the fight and the battle. When the revolution starts, we won't need to be talking about who's trying to hijack the party. I'm telling you. Because everybody, you either be for the party or you be against the people. You have to define at that time. There will only be two parties. The party of the people and the party of the oppressors. Are you getting me? So, thank you once again for your commitment. Thank you for coming. Thank you for making this party a party that I continue to be proud of. I am aware that some of you came here, you know, from a very long distance, and you make sacrifices to get here. I want to specifically and personally thank chairmen who are here. I want to thank other executive members of the party, our deputy national chairman that came from all the zones who are here, our people who couldn't make it here from Enugu, they sent their appreciation, they couldn't make it here. There was a chairman of Nasarawa who came here. He lost his sister yesterday to cancer. Yes, he left now. But he said he must make it here. He came, participated, and he has left to do the burial.
Some is even coming that inspired they had a call from Borno State.
Yes.
And I went back.
So this is the kind of level of commitment that Nigeria needs, that you've given. I appreciate you, and I hope you guys give yourselves a round of applause, please.
Thank you, man.
So thank you again for the opportunity to make this speech here today, and for the opportunity to see all of you. I appreciate you, and if you have any questions, I think we will take questions, but we've been advised that we can have a closed session after this, right? Is that yeah. Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
AAC. I want to once again appreciate all of us for coming out. For me, I keep telling people that I have stopped bothering about what people say about me today. Anywhere. I am now more concerned about the verdict of history. But you know, recently we lost one of our own pilots at this army.
Yes.
But the nation is still mourning. When his name is mentioned, you see people grieve. So I keep asking people, when we are gone, what will you be remembered for? That is why even in war situation, you have people called consensus objectors. So for us in the AAC, for us who have been part of this revolutionary movement, who have taken a stand in this critical time in our nation, like our national chairman has said, we should feel proud. It is a thing of joy. It is not everybody in Nigeria that has the courage, sir, to identify with this kind of movement. You have pessimists out there, people who are skeptical, people who keep questioning your motive. You have some Nigerians who have refused to accept that you can think independently without either being sympathetic to APC and PDP. But yet, we have continued to insist that we are going to make Nigeria to be the country that we want it to be.
Yes.
So, please don't be mistaken. The NEC has met today at this emergency NEC meeting. Pachukobanyabon will say, it is visible to blind, it is audible to the deaf. The African National Congress has spoken today.
Yes, sir.
The voice of the AAC is reverberating all over Rivers State, is reverberating all over Aso Rock, all over Nigeria. People have heard that the owners of the house have arrived, the thieves have run away.
Take it back! Take it back! Action!
You can't give what you don't have. You can't give what you don't have. This is our national secretariat. Somebody that does not even know his way to the secretariat, that cannot even come here, that does not even know how the staff, the administrative staff of the secretariat are surviving, went and had a witchcraft meeting in the spirit world and was claiming to be the leader of the AAC. But today AAC have shown the world who their leader is. So I thank all of us. We are going out today, mindful of the fact, sir, as you have said, that the forces we fight against, we are not underrating them, but we are also not afraid of them.
That's right.
Whatever they choose to say after this NEC meeting, for example, if you leave this place now, you hear somebody that released a press statement saying, no, you that is here, you are not the NECO. You are not important, or you are inconsequential.
That's right.
The real NEC has spoken. Omoyele Sowore has been affirmed as the only known national chairman of the AAC. Dr. Malcolm Fabiji has been affirmed as the deputy national chairman of the party. Leona Edenwa has been expelled from the African National Congress. I think we should congratulate ourselves.
Solidarity forever. Solidarity forever. We shall always fight.
In Soweto, in Africa.
In Soweto.
So on behalf of the National Working Committee, on behalf of the National Executive Committee of the African National Congress AAC, it is my honor and privilege on behalf of our national chairman too, to hereby announce that this NEC meeting has come officially to a close. Having adopted the resolutions passed, that we are also sending a message to Nigerians, to our friends in the media, to the oppressors, to the enemies of this party, to those who are envious of the AAC, that an idea cannot be killed. The AAC is an idea whose time has come. No army, can stop it. So, sir, we also congratulate you. Sir, it takes leadership to lead people. The fact that all of us are following you is testament that you have something to offer, sir. There are people here that some people may have tried to induce, but they say we cannot be induced. We are not inducible.
Yes.
Because we believe in the person that is leading us. So if somebody claimed in the past that he was leading AAC, and none of you here, the leaders of the party, is following him, what kind of leadership is that? So, sir, continue to lead us. Do not give up, and I know you are not going to give up. So I thank us for coming out. I wish all of us a safe journey back. Please, finally, as our national chairman has said, we shall not sleep. We shall tarry. Because vigilance is a eternal price we must pay to have liberty. So whatever shenanigans the oppressors and their accomplices may devise, we shall confront them and defeat them. We have defeated the shenanigans of the past today. The ones waiting for us in the future will meet greater fire. Because what is motivating us is not money. Money is exhaustible, sir. But ideology cannot be exhausted. So, sir, I commend you, I commend all of us. Please, don't be in a hurry to leave. We have closed formally, but after now, we may still want to have 5 or 10 minutes closed session to talk to ourselves. And I want to assure you that that meeting will be very brief. Very, very brief. Please, please don't be in a hurry to close. The officers of the party are going around. Please cooperate with them. Cooperate with them. Because we have realized that in the attendance that was signed, you know, some of our comrades did not write their names correctly or their designations correctly. We want everything to be clear for the whole world. Aluta continua. Victoria Seta. AAC. Take it back. Action. Revolution. Now. Shall we rise? Social revolution.
Social revolution. The only way to save Nigeria. Social revolution. Social revolution. Social revolution. Social revolution. The only way to save Nigeria. Social revolution. Revolution. Hey. Revolution. Hey. We want to do something before we go. Revolution. Hey. Revolution. Hey. Yes. Revolution. Hey. We want to do something before we go. Revolution, revolution, we want to do something before we go. Revolution, AAC, take it back. Thank you guys.
Thank you. So we finished the formal meeting.